All right, so hello everybody and welcome to our virtual agriculture transfer night with the University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign. My name is Catherine Seabrook. I am one of the agriculture instructors and program co-coordinators here at IVCC, and I'm going to let Willard Mott introduce himself as well.
And my name is Willard Mott. I'm the other agriculture instructor as well as co-program coordinator here at IVCC. So I'm excited that you're here to join us and learn more about transferring from IVCC to the University of Illinois College of ACES.
Absolutely. So what we're going to do tonight is we're actually going to be going through our brand new webpage rather than a traditional presentation, just to get you guys to our webpage to show you what it's like and how to kind of maneuver it, and also to give you some of the newest information that we have. So we're going to start out here. I'm going to scroll down. First and foremost, we have some buttons here at the top. So we have a request information button, apply now, and then an interest form. So if you have any sort of interest in IVCC agriculture, please go ahead and click on this form and fill it out. And that way we'll have your information. So whenever something new comes up, or maybe like a deadline for registration, things of that nature come up, then you will be the first to know in a very timely fashion. So we definitely recommend that you do that. And the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to show you our brand new recruitment video.
Working on the farm's a job, but to me it really ain't a job because it's something that you enjoy, and I guess that's a good memo I could say to anybody. I mean, if you really enjoy what you do and you want to do a career that interests you, it's technically not a job.
The ag program is a really good start to a career that's never going to end. Farming will always be around, and then the new ag program is helping students not only see that, but also getting them prepared.
Upon graduation, students are going to be looking for job opportunities, and the job opportunities in agriculture are just numerous. And specifically in our district, agriculture is one of the #1 employers, one of the largest employers in the IVCC district, and actually throughout the state. And so when I think of the IVCC Ag program, and I think of the students that are involved in our program, what makes IVCC agriculture different or unique, one of the things that first comes to mind is our partnerships.
One being a partnership that we have with AgView and GrainCo FS called an Earn and Learn opportunity, where students they apply, and upon acceptance to the program, they will get a full ride at IVCC that the companies will pay for, and they'll also get guaranteed employment with one of the companies after graduation as well. And on top of that, they can intern or work for the company during their time that they're in school as well. So one of the things that we realize is that the financial barrier to an education is a very, very large one, and we pride ourselves on being able to help our students with that. And we have over $50,000 in scholarships, and they include both small scholarships that range from about the $500 range up to a full ride scholarship for our students that covers books, tuition, fees, all of that. So it's really helpful to our students to be able to not have to worry about finances when they come to IVCC.
So I received the Davis Family Agriculture Scholarship, and it was a huge benefit because then I can focus more on things like my classes and the ag club.
The agriculture program here, not only is it really affordable for the education that you're getting, which is a big thing to think about when you are going to college, but also it's really just a great learning experience, and there's so much more within it than you would think of. So really there's a place for everyone in here.
It's just a great experience to come out and do the hands-on thing, and I guess you could say farm somewhere else, as in at the college. It's kind of neat to be right at the college and doing what you do every day. So
The instructors are the best of the best, in my opinion. They had their experiences personally, like Mr. Mott Farms, Ms. Seabrook's family farms, and they're able to relate that to real-world experience close, as well as provide a learning experience. In a lab yesterday, we had a full conversation about soil conservation, tillage, no tillage, water standing, along with the lab that we were doing, which was water capability in soil.
The Ag Club here is for both ag students and students enrolled in IVCC as a whole. So anybody can join if you have an interest in agriculture. It's completely free. We do a lot of activities, a lot of events. So it's really good to get involved with everybody and get involved with agriculture more.
It makes me feel really proud to be here at IVCC and to be helping to grow the agriculture program and provide our agriculture community with unique opportunities for students to get involved and then take advantage of these careers that are available. So
again, we want to provide more opportunities for those students. We want to, find more internships for them, more job opportunities for them, more ways that they can find find their niche in agriculture and find their passion in agriculture as well. From the day that I got here to where we are today, I just feel a lot of pride. I feel that it's grown significantly in a lot of different ways, both again in the number of students, in the opportunities that we can provide for them, in the equipment that we can provide for them to use as well.
Agriculture is something that's always going to be around. There's always going to be some place in ag in the world. And it's important that we keep that going. We feed the world 3 times a day.
All right, so let me exit out of there. So yeah, that was our brand new recruitment video that gives you guys kind of a snippet of our program, kind of shows you, you saw our equipment in there, some of our programs that we have. And so we're really excited to kind of delve a little bit deeper into that tonight to give you some more details on some of the opportunities that we have here at IVCC. So I am going to turn it over to Willard to start talking about our degree and certificate programs.
Okay, so we're going to kick off the degrees and certificates with our agriculture transfer degree. And this is the degree program that is most popular amongst our students. So about 50% of all of our agriculture students here at IVCC are enrolled in our ag transfer program. And these students are students who are looking to transfer. So their educational goal is to move on after IVCC to earn a bachelor's degree or higher in agriculture. And so students work with our counselors. We have a division counselor that works well with all of our ag students to plan out their course of study. And so since tonight we're hosting Nick Worley in the College of Aces, I just want to highlight the fact that we have multiple students every year that do transfer down to the University of Illinois. And when doing school visits and talking to prospective students, one of the questions that always comes up is about transferability and whether they'll lose any credits when they transfer. And so Nick will certainly be able to talk about those aspects, but I can assure you that students in our transfer program do transfer very seamlessly and they take all those credits with them. So just as a kind of a brief overview here of our ag transfer degree, students pursue one of 2 degree paths, and that's either the Associate of Arts or Associate of Science. And what really determines that path is that goal that the student has. So students that are going to go in more of the technical field or science heavier fields, they're going to pursue the Associate of Science. And then students that go into maybe the less scientific fields like agricultural communications or ag education, they most likely pursue the Associate of Arts. But either way, these degrees will get you on the right path to transferring to an in-state university like the University of Illinois. And so we've aligned these programs to transfer seamlessly and certainly gets you off on the right foot, and you can start here at IVCC and then transfer on after you spend time here. Just as a quick kind of overview, the degree program includes your general education courses and then also your agriculture courses. And we offer 6 IAI approved transfer courses, and those are listed here, but they include crop sciences, soil sciences, agricultural mechanics, agricultural computers, agricultural economics, animal science, and I believe that's all of them. So we do have 6 different ag courses that are aligned for that transferability in the curriculum here for the ag transfer or the AS degrees. Did I get them all, Catherine? I feel like I might have missed one.
I think so.
Okay, got all 6
at least the majority.
All right. Yeah, so that's kind of just a brief overview of our AAAS degree program. And then we also offer two AAS degrees, or Associate of Applied Science degrees. The first one is in agronomy, and students studying agronomy, explore various careers, but this is a traditional career degree. So students that pursue our AAS in agronomy come to IVCC for 2 years. It's a 60 credit hour degree. They take the majority of their courses in agriculture. So 45 credit hours, or approximately 15 courses, are in agriculture, and the other 15 credit hours, or 5 courses, are general education courses. One of the highlights of this program is the internship. And so we help students and place them here locally, as well as across the state or out of the state if they desire to pursue their internship at other locations. But that comes in the final semester of the degree program. And like I said, it's always a highlight for students to participate in the internship experience. But our guide sheets will show you all the courses that you'll take in these degree programs. And there's also electives that you can take. So we actually offer 19 different agriculture courses here at IVCC. So there's a large selection of things that you can choose from crop sciences to ag mechanics to animal science, and just a lot of opportunities. So I think with that, I'll turn it over to Catherine to talk about our ag business degree.
Yes, thank you. So I'm going to click on that one as well. So similar to the agronomy degree, the ag business, the agricultural business management degree is also an Associate of Applied Science degree, which means that these students typically, it's a traditional non-transfer degree, meaning that students will obtain their degree within that 2 years with us, and then they will go out into the workplace. So this one differs from the agronomy degree slightly, because of course, obviously, it's going to be tailored more towards individuals who want a career on more of the business side of agriculture. So, there are a lot of different opportunities within that area. So going into sales, into management, into insurance, loans, et cetera, and that's of course a non-exhaustive list. But we also have a guide sheet for that one as well. And so since this is more tailored to a business savvy individual or someone who wants to become a business savvy individual, we do have more business heavy courses. For example, like Intro to Agricultural Business Management, Advanced Agricultural Business Management, Credit and Finance, Economics, so on and so forth. And again, that's just going to tailor these individuals' education more towards a business career path versus an agronomy, more science related one. This one also, since it is an AAS degree, just like agronomy, it does have that internship requirement as well. So like Willard was saying, students really typically enjoy doing this. It's a great way to kind of end off your time at IVCC and get your foot in the door with a company, get your foot in the door with the industry as a whole, and kind of learn about what you like or what you don't like and what you want to do, or maybe even not want to do in the future. So we really encourage our students to get out there, put themselves out there and find those opportunities. But Willard, as the internship coordinator, does a great job with helping them find those opportunities as well. And so next here we have, there we go. We have 2 different certificates that we now offer as well. These are, like I said, they're relatively new. And I'm going to talk about our cannabis production certificate. So our cannabis production certificate began last semester in the fall when we first started offering our Introduction to Cannabis Production course. So this course covers basically the broader aspects of cannabis as a plant as a whole, but it then goes into a section each on industrial hemp production, as well as recreational and medicinal marijuana production. And then the certificate, like I said, the class is included in that certificate, and it is 13 credit hours that can be completed in just a single year. So very, very timely. And what's great about this certificate is, just like the AAS degrees, it also requires that internship requirement. And so this gives students in this certificate program the chance to actually experience the cannabis production industry firsthand. They get to apply what they've learned in class to, the physical plant, which is great. And we also have a really great opportunity, a partnership with a company called Mid-American Growers, very close to campus, where they have agreed to provide some internships to our students. So that's an official partnership that we have, but we also have some students going to their interning with Green Thumb Industries, which is even closer to campus, kind of right out the back door in a sense. So really great opportunities there. You can look at, learn more about it here on this webpage, and we also have a guide sheet for that as well. So again, just a handful of classes, really easy to get done in that single year. And next we have our agricultural studies certificate that Willard's going to cover.
The Agricultural Studies Certificate was just recently approved in March, and this is a short-term certificate of 16 credit hours. So it's designed to be completed in 1 year, and it includes 9 credit hours of required coursework and then 7 credit hours of electives. And so of the elective credit hours, 1 course has to be a lab course. So students have the opportunity here to take their interest and then put it together with a few other required courses to complete a certificate. This is a great way to get started. At the end, you can go and seek employment. It makes you more employable, but it also helps as a stepping stone into our other degree programs. So this is a great way to get started, and then potentially you could finish out all the way through a bachelor's degree if you would like to. And again, 19 different agriculture courses offered here at IVCC, and the ones that are not required would go to the certificate. But I also wanted to bring that up a second time because with working here with the College of Aces, we have aligned a lot of our ag courses with their curriculum. And so although earlier I mentioned the 6 IAI approved agriculture transfer courses, that 6 did not include the other ones that are that have been accepted as elective credit. So again, you'll want to work with one of our counselors and look through the list of ag courses, because many of them do receive even elective credit from the College of Aces. So a lot of opportunities to get credits here and then transfer when you're done.
Absolutely. And I should also mention with the cannabis production certificate, very similar to ag studies, it falls right under our AAS and agronomy degree. So if you were getting that degree, all you would have to do is take the cannabis course as your elective, and you'd have a certificate on top of your degree. And that ag studies certificate, I think, is really cool because, when you go to college, the biggest thing you're excited about is taking classes that you're excited about. And so that gives, if you're interested in ag, you're taking literally all ag courses. So that if I was a college student still, I would love that. All right, so next, those are our degree and certificate programs. So we're going to move on down the line and talk a little bit about our scholarships.
Our scholarships are administered through the IVCC Foundation, and it's one application to apply for all scholarships available here on campus. Of the $300,000 or more that the foundation awards each year, over $50,000 of those scholarship awards are in agriculture. And so those are for students studying agriculture. We have we have awards for full-time students, but we also have awards for part-time students as well as second-year students. So, second or third, it's students that are beyond their first year. So really encourage everybody to apply for our scholarships. The deadline does come up in February, so we are past this year's deadline, but we encourage any students that are looking at coming in 2022 to look for that early February deadline next spring and apply for the scholarships. So a lot of money available. The biggest award in agriculture is a $4,500 award called the Davis Family Agriculture Scholarship, and we award 5 of those to 5 incoming students each year, and it's renewable. So it's a great opportunity to, if you meet the criteria, get it a second year, and it could result in basically a full ride here at IVCC. So we always like to highlight that one because it's an outstanding award, and it is the largest award that's given to students or awarded to students here at IVCC. So check out the criteria. But the big take-home point is one application, and they're going to put you into all the categories that you qualify for.
Yep, it's very, very easy.
Next up is our agriculture complex, and we recently constructed a 60 by 100 foot building that is named the Agriculture Center. This houses our high-tech equipment. So we have a great partnership with CNH and Stoller International, where we have a brand new tractor on campus each year. We have a tillage tool, we have access to a planter, and students get to use this equipment on our 150-acre campus farm. And the campus farm is connected to our parking lot. So it is right here on the south side of campus. You could walk there if you want to, but we oftentimes just choose to take the Ranger or Gator or drive out during class to make things a little quicker. But students spend a lot of time on the campus farm doing research, taking soil samples, checking for crops, for pests, just anything that we can think of that students can gain hands-on experience. We take them out to the campus farm, and it's enhanced by this brand new building. And we do have future plans to build an additional building, which would be a classroom facility, lab facility, conference rooms, and things like that. So our new ag complex is growing, and we just really look forward to the future of those facilities.
Absolutely. So next down the line, we have an area here that shows our upcoming events. So of course, here we are at our first virtual Ag College Transfer Night. The next event to keep your eye out for is our virtual agriculture symposium, which is on Monday, April 12th at 6 p.m. Very shortly, there will be a link for registration for that. So that's going to be an event where we have two really great speakers that we're excited to announce very soon. So it's going to be an event to help promote and celebrate agricultural innovation. And again, so just keep your eye out for that, and check back to this page relatively frequently, I would recommend, because we kind of always have something new and exciting going on and new events. And this is where you're going to find those. And after that, we do want to touch on our student activities. So you saw in the recruitment video, Haley Hilmas talking about our IVCC Ag Club. As she said, that is our agriculture club on campus that's open to not just agriculture students, but anybody with an interest in ag. We do have a student right now who is not an ag student, but he actually is one of our exec board members, Aaron Schmidt, actually. So it's open to anybody, and these students, they just get together and they socialize, they network, they come up with new events to participate in, new ways to fundraise, new ways to get involved, just anything you can think of. And what's really great is it is a newer, since we are a newer program, it is a newer club. So if you're involved in this club, you basically just get to be on the forefront of creating the club into what you want it to be. So it's a really great opportunity, really great experience. All of the Ag Club members are just fantastic and very proactive. So it's great working with them. And as an Ag Club member, you also become a member of what's called the Professional Agriculture Student, or PAS, organization. So this is kind of like another post-secondary form of, if you are familiar with FFA, it's similar to that in the sense that you get to compete with other college students across the state in different events. So things like public speaking, judging, interviews, X, Y, or Z, really anything you can think of, they have it. And so we had students participate in that this year. They did a fantastic job. This needs to be updated, but they actually placed second in the Quiz Bowl competition, and they also placed first in the landscape horticulture competition. So we're really proud of them for getting out there and getting involved and being really successful. And also, as part of the IVCC Ag Club, our members are involved with collaborating with Collegiate Farm Bureau members, as well as the Farm Bureau Young Leaders. And they hope to, in the future, hopefully soon, have a Collegiate Farm Bureau chapter, actually. So that's something that is in the works and something that we're looking forward to establishing in the future. And if you want to learn more about that, take a gander at these little blurbs about those guys.
All right, next thing up is the what's new. And what is new is press releases and upcoming event information. So You can keep up to date with our program and the things that are happening and what's in the news. So check out that link. And our next link is to the Earn and Learn program. And so the flyer as well as the Earn and Learn application is linked there at the top. But essentially our Earn and Learn program is an opportunity for students to receive free tuition or reimbursed tuition. They receive part-time employment opportunities, paid part-time employment opportunities during school, paid internships, and then also guaranteed employment after they graduate. And so we've worked with 2 local companies, AgView FS and Grainco FS, to provide this opportunity to students. And each company has agreed to hire a minimum of 1 student per company per year. So we're currently taking applications. They're due April 30th. And like I said, these students, they have the opportunity to work part-time, but also they receive tuition reimbursement. So it's a great way to get started with essentially no student debt and have guaranteed employment when you graduate. So if anybody has questions, let us know, but download the application. And again, they're due April 30th.
All right, and the last couple links we have here, first is this link on Mid-American Growers. I did mention this earlier when I talked about the Cannabis Production Certificate Program. Like I said, part of that program is a requirement to complete an internship, and we have partnered with Mid-American Growers, and they have essentially guaranteed a certain number of internships to our Cannabis Production Certificate students. And Mid-American Growers is a very large hemp production company. They are currently, I believe, seeking out the opportunity to grow recreational cannabis as well. But they're just a really great company to work with, have very experienced individuals that students as interns get to learn and work right next to. So it's just a really great opportunity to get your first step into the door into the industry and working with these experts. And if you want to know more about that program, about the course, really anything, feel free to contact me, and I would be happy to answer any questions that you guys have. And then finally, we have this little snippet on internships. Again, we did talk about this when we talked about our AAS degree programs, but all of this to say just that our interns, our students who end up as interns, end up having really great experiences where they go. It's very interesting what they learn. They learn so much. Willard is the internship coordinator. And like I said before, he does a really great job with the students of, getting them placed where they need to go. And also kind of external to the internship, helping them with those employability skills like, resumes and cover letters and all of those things that you can think of when you think of kind of going into the workforce. So it's twofold. You get experience, but you also get that kind of background foundational knowledge to help you get into the industry as well, rather than just kind of throwing you to the wolves. Alrighty, and finally, we have down here this contact us link. So if you ever have any questions about anything, please feel free to contact us, give us a call, send us an email. Up at the top of the page, fill out an interest form or more information form, and we would be happy to answer any questions that you guys have. All right, so I am going to go ahead and stop sharing my screen. There we go. And then we are going to turn it over to Nick Worley, who is here with us from the University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign, to talk to us about transfer opportunities with UIUC College of Aces. So Nick, go ahead whenever you're ready.
Thank you to Catherine and Willard. My first thoughts are kudos to you guys. I know you're a young and developing program, and I'm quite impressed about how progressive IVCC is right out of the gate. It's so great. Really proud of you, both of you, for the things you've developed so far. And yes, I work with transfer students for anyone who is wanting to pursue a bachelor's degree once they've completed a community college education in a transfer program. And Willard can work through that process with you as he's the transfer coordinator, but also make sure you talk to your counselor that they have assigned to their department. They can help you take the right courses and make it as seamless as possible. So the first thing I want to do to you is I am Nick Worley. I'm the coordinator of agriculture outreach and student recruitment. That includes students from community colleges, but I also engage with our student engagement opportunities where our clubs, Illinois FFA, et cetera. So you may have seen me at an event prior to this, but I want to introduce the College of ACES to you, and I want to let our students do it first. So let's start with a little short video I'm going to share for you to discover the College of ACES.
I actually applied to a lot of schools. I applied to like UC Davis and Berkeley, and I did get into those schools. But I think the program here just stood out to me the most. All the professors and all the people were really welcoming, so I just felt more at home. The College of ACES is like its own small community that happens to just be on a larger campus. It feels a lot more like a family, and people actually care about you. All of the support you could ever need is here.
I do actually care. And maybe a big part of that is I remember what it was like to be a student here. What excites me about what I do personally is I have the opportunity to meet a lot of fantastic students and help them along their journey. I hope our students walk out of here with a fully actualized vision of themselves and what they're capable of. I hope they realize that they have the opportunity to make a change in the world. And the key to doing that is living their life intentionally and keeping that at the front of their mind.
I'm actually really proud of myself and where I've come from. ACES does such a good job at giving me opportunities to have scholarships, because if I didn't have those scholarships, I wouldn't be able to go to the school. My parents aren't able to financially support me. My favorite part of working here and advising and teaching is actually student development. I love being able to help them say, okay, so now we know we don't like this, we do like this. So I think you should go talk to this professor, or I think you should go talk to that faculty member, to really help develop those skills and who they are, because ultimately that's what our goal is, right? Is for them to find where they fit. One of the most important ways to make a difference in the world is to first understand the state of the world as it is. Those are very applied tools that we can bring you. Sometimes all it takes is just one class to be like, that's it. That's what I'm doing. I swear for some students, you can just see it visually. Like, that's it. They know, like, let me help them get to where they want to be. I honestly just want to say thank you to the College of ACES. It almost like brings me to tears, because like how I was freshman year to who I am now, they give you everything that you need to go out into the world.
So that's a short little introduction from our students. So now let's talk about the degrees that we offer here in the College of ACES. Let me hit the right button here. So in the College of ACES, we have a broad spectrum of opportunities, and let me minimize this so you can see all of them. I'm not going to go through each one with you. We really believe that transfer students have a basic path defined before they arrive on our campus, but as you can see, we offer many options with over 40.
Hey, Nick.
Yeah.
Nick, on my end, I'm still seeing the YouTube video.
Okay. Hold on. I'm sorry. Thank you.
Sorry to interrupt you, but
Nope. I appreciate you letting me know. Let me do this. How about we do this? Can you see that now?
Yes.
Okay. You can see that.
we got a PowerPoint up there now.
Yep. Okay. Here I was. Thank you to both of you. Yeah. So we offer. We have over 10 colleges with over 40 different specific majors, so you can break it down to the nuts and bolts exactly what you want to do. And all of these degree options are options that you can transfer into in the College of ACES from IVC. So I won't go through each one specifically, but if you have questions about that, please let me know. I also want to show you a few opportunities that we have here in Illinois. We have 40 plus student registered organizations, and that's where groups of students with similar interests get together. And much like the Ag Club and PAS, that transfers on to to your step at Illinois. And you can get involved in those organizations to broaden your horizons, invest in professional development. We also have study abroad opportunities, and transfer students have the opportunity to study abroad, specifically their junior and senior year when they get here. It's a great opportunity that we think is going to be coming back as soon as December of 2021. So we're really excited about that. Our student to faculty ratio is 15-1. Sometimes people think ACES is a really, really big place. And while we're in about the middle of the pack for the University of Illinois, we have about 2,600 total students. Our ratio in ACES is about a 15-1 ratio. So your classes are not going to be much larger than 20 or 30 within our college. We give away $3.5 million in scholarships each year. Yes, transfer students are eligible for that. When you apply and are accepted into ACES, you will be rolled into the juniors or sophomores, depending on when you transfer, into that same pool and be just as eligible as all of our current students on campus. And finally, we're really proud that our students make more money. You can read the information in the bottom right hand of the corner. Employers really value our graduates, and we're quite proud of that. And so we work very hard to prepare our students for the workforce, and therefore employers come to us and want to hire our graduates. We already talked about that. The graduation rate is very important because college is very, very expensive. We don't deny that. And so our goal is you do 2 years or less at a community college such as IVCC. And then our goal is to get you graduated in 2 years because we do not want you to accelerate any additional debt. And part of that is why we work so diligently to have a high graduation rate. But graduating with your bachelor's degree doesn't mean you have to leave us or leave your educational opportunities. We have a third of our students go on to pursue an advanced degree. Some of them do that while they're working. Some of them make the next step right away where they become a teaching assistant, a research assistant, and so on. So lots and lots of opportunities. And finally, here's my contact information in the bottom right corner. And if you have any questions, please reach out to me. A little information about the transfer process. You can transfer to the University of Illinois College of ACES in the fall or the spring, which would be in January. So you would start in August or January. And we allow both opportunities to transfer. All the information I shared to you prior applies. And then finally, I would like to welcome you for a visit. And I want to show you really quickly how to come visit us. And I will find it real quick. I'm sorry. For some reason it's not showing up on my screen. Let me make sure I've got that. My apologies. I got to go to here. Okay. Back to you guys. If you'd like to visit, or in the future, if you intend to apply, please go to aces.illinois.edu, which you see right here. And you can schedule a visit if you want to, or you can click on apply. But when you apply, you would go to this website and it will show you how to apply now. You click that, then you would click transfer students. If you would like to visit, once again, just click here and let us know what you would like to, when you would like to come and all that great stuff. Currently, we're hosting admitted students, but we are doing virtual visits currently, but we think that we will be able to do in-person visits as soon as July 1st. So please let us know if you're interested in the College of ACES, and I thank you for taking your time to watch this, and go Illini.
Thank you, Nick. So yeah, that is all that we have for you guys. We appreciate you watching this video, and reach out if you have questions about IVCC at all, please reach out to either Willard or myself. And like what Nick was saying, if you have any questions about UIUC and the transfer process, please feel free to reach out to him also. So thank you everybody for watching and for being here. And we will hopefully see you or talk to you soon.
Thank you, everyone.